Now, some time ago, a friend told me that he doesn't believe in God, but he wants his children to go to church and to Sunday school because he wants them to grow up having Christian values. Now, I think it's a very sad day when an atheist thinks that religion has cornered the market on morality. It's just wrong to think that religion has a monopoly on morality, and thinking that way has far-reaching consequences. It's just wrong to think that religion has a monopoly on morality, and thinking that way has far-reaching consequences. Now, what do I mean by that? And I think the person that's the biggest critic against Christian values and Christian morality was Friedrich Nietzsche. Now, his criticism against Christian values was not so much about the values themselves, but about the system, the concept. And the problem that he had with it is that with Christian values, it is something that's imposed from above. It's God telling people, don't do this, don't do that. So it's from above, an instruction that people must just blindly follow without thinking. They must just slavishly follow those instructions, and that is why also that Nietzsche called it the slave morality. Now, he advocated that you must reject that particular concept or system, and that you must rather be like the master. The master creates his own values. Now, let me just try and explain it by the way of an example, and I apologize, it's going to be quite a simplistic sort of example, but it's the only one I can think of right now. And that is, if a devout Christian walks into a shop and notices that the shopkeeper has now gone to the bathroom, there's nobody, and maybe this devout Christian is in the mood for chocolate, and this is now the perfect opportunity to just steal a chocolate. Will this devout Christian steal that chocolate? I think perhaps not, because the devout Christian will say that, if I steal this chocolate, it will be against God's will. And if I do that, it will be a sin against God, and I will be punished. So let me rather not steal this chocolate. So fair enough, we have a good result, in a sense. But this whole system has its pitfalls. Of course, the one thing is that it creates a situation where people don't think for themselves. What would the master do? What would Nietzsche, for instance, do? If Nietzsche walked into the shop and saw that the shopkeeper is in the bathroom, there's nobody, and he's maybe in the mood for a chocolate, would Nietzsche steal a chocolate? What prevents Nietzsche, that is now rejecting Christian values, to steal the chocolate? The master, as Nietzsche now says, that creates his own values. Nietzsche has gone through that exercise, even drafted a list of what he sees as the values that he wants for himself, the values that he thinks is the most important. The first one on the list is honest. You must be honest. He says you must be honest towards ourselves and whoever else is a friend to us. So honesty is his number one virtue. The other virtues, the other three, is to be courageous, to be generous, and to be polite. So those are the virtues that he thinks is important. And honesty being the first one, I believe that if Nietzsche, with him now creating his own value of honesty, if he walks into the shop and he sees that the shopkeeper is not there, he's not going to steal the chocolate, because that's his own virtue, to be honest. If you steal the chocolate, then you are not being honest. You are a thief. You are letting yourself down. You are going to feel bad about it. You're not going to worry about being punished it for being a sin or anything like that. it is your virtue, it is your value that you are going to feel that you are letting yourself down for. Now, there is an argument that when you create your own values, those values are held with a greater degree and stronger than when it is imposed from above. That's the one argument. The other argument is that when you have a situation where, like the devout Christian walking into the shop and decide not to take the chocolate because it's going to be a sin against God. Now, that has its own sort of pitfalls, because now this theft is now a sin against God. It's not a sin, or this devout Christian does not see it as a sin against the shopkeeper. And in a way, that devalues the shopkeeper. The devout Christian maybe will decide not to assault somebody because it's a sin against God. It's not a sin against the person that you assault, it's a sin against God. So you devalue that particular person. So that has some serious consequences, which is worth a totally different discussion. So to just get back to my friend who said he wants his children to have Christian values, the effect of that is really to say, I don't really want my children to be thinking people, and I don't want them to be masters. I want them to be slaves. I want them to be part of the herd. Now, fair enough, it's not for everybody not to be part of the herd, but that's the pitfall of a moral system, a morality, values that's imposed from the outside. I agree with Nietzsche that it's better to create your own values, to make a value yours,